All right, now let's jump into the details of today. As I mentioned a while ago, earlier this morning, the House of Representatives passed its version of the National Defense Authorization Act. This is a must-pass annual piece of legislation. It funds the military, and for that reason, it is a must-pass bill. And House Republicans included some amendments to the legislation in order to, quite frankly, course correct the Biden administration's social experiments on the military. And as I said earlier, I'm glad to report that every amendment that the Family Research Council advocated is included in this House-passed version of the NDA. It included amendments to stop using the military to promote abortion, for example, DEI, the LGBT agenda, as well as amendments to promote religious liberty and to support Israel. Well, joining me now to discuss this is Congressman Burgess Owens. He serves on the House Committee on Education and Workforce, as well as the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure. He represents the 4th Congressional District of Utah. Congressman Owens, always great to see you. Welcome to Washington Watch.
Jody, same here. We miss you, my friend, but we're getting things back together again. We're heading in the right direction, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just start by saying congratulations, commending you and your Republican colleagues for passing today's NDAA legislation. A lot of great amendments are in that, and frankly, amendments that are correcting the Biden administration's social experiments. Give me your thoughts on it.
Well, we're at a really good point. We're going through some very, very tough years, though, as you know. Years we wonder how in the world we get here. Defund the police, not knowing the difference between a man and a woman, not supporting our good friends in Israel, open border. And we've got to a point where American people are figuring out what is in the world, what's going on here. Well, what we're recognizing now at this moment here in 2024 is we've been under attack for quite a while. It's called cultural Marxism. And it makes no sense because there is no sense to it. It's this anti-American culture, anti-God. And we're now recognizing, and the upside of where we are today, I'm so thankful to be here now, is American people are getting it too. So I'll say this, we get the majority, a bigger majority that we need to govern this coming November. We get the security, we get the Senate and President Trump. And I can tell American people, we're on our way again, my friends. The cavalry's here, and we're going to start seeing, once again, what the American dream looks like, and getting ourselves back to where we're hopeful and visionary and those kind of things that America really has always been on the forefront with. So I'm excited about being here to watch this and be part of it, and we're gonna make it work for sure.
Well, we're glad you're there, and it's so encouraging to have a word of hope like that because people are concerned, deeply concerned with what they see taking place. And you just hit it on the head that things can turn around rather quickly. I wanted to play a clip and get your reaction to this. This is House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. And of course, he has a different take on the amendments that were passed today. Let me play this clip, clip number 2, please, and then get your reaction.
It's time for the extreme MAGA Republicans to abandon the effort to jam their right-wing ideology down the throats of the American people. These Republican amendments that have been attached to the National Defense Authorization Act are completely out of control.
Out of control, radical. Don't you know that's what you are? Give me your reaction to this.
Well, we're at a point now where American people are not listening to these guys anymore. And by the way, just for those who are not aware, I grew up in the Deep South at a time where my race was very competitive. We were very patriotic. We believed in education. We believed in the family unit. Faith was everything back in the 60s. That turned upside down because not white supremacists but black elitists. We have people in this country that know what it is to succeed, but will fight to the death not to let other people know what it is to succeed. And to succeed, it comes down to very one simple thing, is tie in, lean in hard to the American culture, faith, family, the free market education. That is the Republican Party's mantra. That is exactly what the hard left, the cultural Marxists hate. So just know we're on the right track. The fact that they're upset, they're tossing, lobbing things at us because they're calling us MAGA. Yeah, make America great again is what we should all be wanting for, particularly going through what we're going through right now. So I'm excited. The fact that American people are not listening to this party anymore. Look at the numbers with the blacks, Hispanics, the Jewish community. They're waking up like I did 40 years ago. These guys use misery as a political strategy, and we're so done with that. We're ready to move on and get back to the American dream and the way we've always been to become a more perfect union.
That's awesome. Along with some of this radical stuff that the Biden administration has been pushing over and over and over has been the whole Title IX rule. And there was a markup yesterday that included a Congressional Review Act to nullify some of those Title IX rules. And of course, all of this is a disaster when it comes to women's sports and women's private spaces. And in fact, this week, a court dismissed a lawsuit by Leah Thomas when it comes to swimming. And you spoke about this. You have been outspoken about this. In fact, you've said that all these Title IX rules basically teach our boys that harming girls is no big deal. That is a massively powerful statement. So give me your reaction to the Leah Thomas situation and the whole Title IX rule as a whole.
I understand, and we all know this. Those who watch this program understand the family unit is the core of our culture, and it's the roles we take. Manhood is a very, very big piece of that. I grew up, thank goodness, I grew up at a time where men were taught to be men. We were taught very simply to learn to love God, country, family, respect women and authority. If you could not respect women and authority, you were not looked at as a true man. So yes, we see things like this. The attack is on womanhood, no question. But the most devious attack is on manhood, where men will watch our women being attacked. They'll take pictures and videos of women being attacked and not take an active part, stand on the sideline and cheer men beating out women or girls or boys beating out girls. This is the most devious attack on manhood because these are not true men anymore. We lose that idea that we're there to sacrifice everything. We're there to lead out and lean in to make sure we're providing, protecting, being a great example for our kids. If we lose that ability, then we will lose our culture because we'll lose our families. And we all have a part. We all play a role. Manhood's role is to sacrifice everything, his life, if he needs to, for his wife and to his kids, and to be a great example. So his name is one that their family wants to hold on to, will pass on to for legacy as legacy from one generation to the next. We lose those kind of men, which is what's happened. Unfortunately, I've seen that happen in my community, and the Black community is finally saying enough of this. Men, particularly the Black men, are saying we're so sick of this, we're going to vote for Trump because Trump is telling us how it really is to be respected, looked at, and look in the mirror and realize with somebody looking back that you can be proud of. So it is an attack on womanhood, but the most devious part is that when men do not stand up for womanhood, they give up any rights to be called men.
Extremely well said, Congressman. Listen, we've got literally less than a minute, about 45 seconds, but the Biden administration has been transporting a large surge of immigrants to Salt Lake City. Your thoughts real quickly.
Well, it's devious. And I'll say to the mayor of Denver, it's devious. These are sanctuary cities. They say they welcome open arms, and then they send it to places like Utah, which we are not sanctuary. They don't mind dropping these people off. They do not care what happens to these girls, these women, and these women and children. It's devious, and we're going to hold these people accountable. I'm looking forward to putting together some kind of legislation to talk about trafficking, because that's what the Denver mayor is doing right now, trafficking humans to other places because they do not care about their survival or what the next steps are for them to move forward.
Congressman Burgess Owens, always great to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on Washington Watch. Look forward to having you. Keep the torch ablaze. Happy Father's Day to you. All right.
Same to you. You take care.